Hi, Shannon. It's so good to see you. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me today. I'm excited to get into our topic of the CNS reset method that you have created. And I just have some questions of why you decided to create this. Was it a personal decision? Was it a practice decision? What brought about this method?
So thank you for asking. It was a long time in the making. I've been a nurse for a long time, for 33 years, so I've taken care of a lot of patients. I've been a healthcare provider for 8 years, and so seeing people stuck in their day-to-day lives and having chronic fatigue and, not finding the right words, brain fog, inability to lose weight, all of those things forced me to look at a deeper level, to look at what is making all of these people so miserable in their daily lives. They're successful, they have good families, they have good jobs, but they're just surviving. And so that's what I came to. Everyone's living in survival mode. And so I wanted to help them to, number one, see that, because I think it's extremely important for us to meet people where they are. I can develop the best protocols, the best treatment plans, but if you don't meet people where they are, it's not designed for them. It's not going to be beneficial. They're not going to be able to naturally move forward. So in looking at that and seeing about why do people get to where they're only in survival mode? Society is fast paced. People have lots of roles. They have lots of responsibilities. And I think it has forced people to just accept as normal that this is life. This is how it's supposed to be. And I want to show people it doesn't really have to be. It's not easy. It doesn't happen overnight. I can't give you a prescription and correct it, but I can help you make modifications in your life that will get you there eventually. And then you will have the rest of your life to live in peace.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of us go into survival mode and we don't really realize it. Like we know the obvious as psychotherapists, someone is experiencing trauma, a big hardship in their life, an existential crisis, or an anxiety, a fear of a phobia. And automatically we get switched into the sympathetic nervous system mode. And basically, that's our nervous system attempting to protect us. But tell us a little bit more about some of the stressors that you have seen for people on a regular basis. And when do you start identifying that someone is in survival mode from a nurse practitioner's perspective?
Well, so when they come to me, and usually the first thing they say is, I can't sleep. And we know that when your cortisol level does not decline in the evening like it's supposed to, it makes sleep where it's not a natural occurrence. And so usually that's the second complaint I get is, I'm exercising, I'm eating right, and I can't lose weight. Well, again, that can be tied to cortisol. So that's where I focus. I try to meet people where they are. So if they come to me and their focus is sleep, even though I know they may have thyroid issues or leaky gut or whatever that's contributing to, I try to address what their main concern is first so that they have buy-in to what we're doing. If they can see my efforts are fruitful and making progress, then they're more likely to want to adapt the other lifestyle modifications that are necessary to get out of that fight or flight mode. People are in constant change. And so they'll come to me and they'll say, I'm having memory issues and I'm afraid I'm getting dementia in their 30s or 40s. So at that point, I take them through a scenario of if you're constantly thinking about what you did yesterday or what you have to do after this appointment or tomorrow, you don't stay present. You're not living in the moment, and that doesn't give you memories. So later, when you're trying to recall, what did she say or what did I do today, and you can't remember, it's not because something's wrong with your brain. It's because you're just trying to do too many things at one time. So taking a step back, putting things in perspective, and being present is something that people have to practice over and over and over. But that sets the motion moving forward of how can I get out of survival mode? Because it is not normal. people have just become accustomed to this is how things are. I'm getting older. I'm supposed to be fat. I'm supposed to not be able to lose weight. I'm supposed to be tired all the time, have hormonal issues. And all of those things can be addressed, but you have to present them in a way and someone has to be listening.
Yeah. It really does make me think about my own life as an existential therapist. I'm always reflecting about ways in which the work that I'm providing people may have applied for myself, and it's really through that growth. But I do remember a time that I was extremely stressed. I was working long hours, constant workflow, and then still doing private practice at the end of the day. And I really didn't give myself much a break. I might have brought food to my desk and typed while I was eating, and, really didn't realize how my stress was building and the cortisol that had spiked because of it. And I noticed things like brain fog. I noticed things like forgetfulness, even forgetting words in the middle of a sentence. And I was like, okay, well, that's not normal for me. Am I experiencing, signs of early dementia? So I really resonated with what you shared. But I am just curious, and it would be fun if you were open to sharing, like, was there anything in your life that was stressful that brought you to the point where you switched into this fight or flight survival mode?
I think looking back, my entire life has been like that. I never was really a child. I was just a little adult.
Wow.
And so I didn't really play with toys. I would rather be with the adults. I had adult conversations. And so all my life, that has been normal for me. So definitely about 4 years ago is when I started doing some internal dialogue, self reflection to see why is my life like this? Why am I constantly on the go? Most of my life, I've had 2 or 3 jobs. And if I didn't, it was because I was going to school to get, advance my degree or whatever. So looking internally forced me to look at all of the different aspects that contribute to this. And I think that makes me a better provider as well because I can empathize with people when they are talking to me about where they are because I've been there.
Absolutely. And this, it's valuable for us to know our own stories and how we have grown and healed because of that. And if it wasn't for that moment, at least as you are sharing, I resonate with that in your life, but also in my life, that I had experienced that cortisol increase, that fight or flight experience, that sense of I just feeling overwhelmed with life. I don't think it would have brought me to this point where, we have decided to create a wonderful group practice together. We're doing things based on our own time. We're looking to have good work-life balance and are providing still amazing service to people. It doesn't mean that we're not seeing people individually, but we have an opportunity to run group therapy. We have an opportunity to provide psychoeducation to people. And that's what I'm really excited about for this upcoming webinar in our CNS reset method that you have created and established for us who try to do too much, because there's some of us want to achieve, want to grow, maybe want to gain further financial security. And so we put in this extra grind that maybe isn't as necessary as we thought it was originally, but we find ourselves burning out. And when we're burning out, we need to find something that regulates us. So tell us a little bit about some of the benefit that you have seen in change for people who have participated in the CNS reset method that we're so excited to be sharing this August 23rd.
Yeah. So I think just allowing people the opportunity to see that they're not alone, that there are other people in the world, hundreds of thousands of people in the same exact boat they are in. That gives them some relief to know something's not wrong with them individually. It is a collective issue. And so if we work at it in a collective environment, people can see, oh, you experienced that too, and you do, and you do. So I am not alone. That automatically gives people power back to know they're not alone. And then when they start implementing the interventions that we talk about to help them improve, and then they can talk to the other people that are in the class as well. This is what I tried and this worked well for me, or this didn't work. Then they start exchanging information between themselves, and it just becomes this collective thing of moving forward that's going to benefit everyone. With our direction in incorporating physical, physiological, emotional, spiritual, all of those aspects into what we're doing, they're going to get better as a whole and not in segments. And I think that that is something that is often misunderstood, in that you can make someone better physically, but if you don't work on the emotional part, they're not going to be collective or better as an entire individual. So if we work on all of those aspects together, eventually they're just going to be better at a more cellular level. And that's my goal, is to teach people about cellular health, to get better from the inside out, not acquire more labels, not acquire more prescriptions. Figure out what is causing you to live in survival mode. Let's address that. Let's get you eating better, sleeping better, functioning better. And then that big snowball that's rolling out of control is going to start getting smaller.
I think that's so wonderful. This is such a huge benefit to so many people that we're going to have an opportunity for them to heal holistically, not only on a physical level, but an emotional, mental, spiritual level. So we can combine the whole self. And I think that's really where my heart is. I had started a long time ago with mind, body, heart, soul retreats, and I really wanted something to help everyone. So I was looking at, nutritional health and physical health and movement and somatic therapies and psycho-spiritual approaches. And it's really an amazing trait when we have the ability to say, okay, not only does my physical health matter, but my mental health matters. Not only does my emotional health matters, but my spiritual health matters. And all of these aspects, as we are combining together in our amazing group practice, I'm so excited to bring this forward, and just the amazing work that you're doing, Shannon. I highly appreciate, all the good you do in the world, and all the ways in which we're collaborating together. So
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think we have a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, ideas, research, things that we have done that's going to impact a lot of people. And that is our goal, because we genuinely care
yeah.
about people getting better and having the tools to do that. Making informed decisions is extremely important. And I think that those who want to participate with us are going to see that we're able to give them the tools to do that.
Absolutely. So, everyone, I look forward to seeing you this August 23rd at our upcoming webinar on Zoom. You can register for our link in bio called the CNS Reset Method, and it's 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 3 o'clock Mountain Time. And you just click on our link in bio or comment reset, and we will gladly send you the link for our upcoming masterclass with Shannon and myself. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you. And we look forward to having you with us on the masterclass. We're excited to share all of the information with you and help everyone move forward with us.